Hello, welcome to another episode of the show, Personality Guest of the Week. On our YouTube channel, Personalities and Event TV. My name is Eniola Adesuba. Today I have another personality on this show. A man I respect so much. A man of impeccable character. A man of sterling qualities. He was a former secretary, executive secretary of UBEB, Universal Basic Education Board in FCT. He is the MD, CEO, Yagongo College of Nursing Sciences in Kuje, Abuja. Please join me as I welcome on the show today, and no other person than Dr. Adamu Jatau Noma, MNI. Sir, you are welcome on the show, sir.
Well, thank you very much. You are most welcome. My name is Dr. Adamu Jatau Noma, MNI. I was born some years ago, maybe around 1963, in a village called Kebimango in Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. I attended the then Local Education Authority Primary School, Wuse, where you now have the seat of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where I attended that same primary school from 1968 to 1974. On completion of the primary school, I went to Government Teachers College, Abuja then, now Suleja. You know, Abuja was renamed Suleja when Abuja took over that Abuja town, now called Suleja in Niger State. So I attended then Government Teachers College, Abuja, in 1974 to 1975, where I graduated as a certificated grade 2 then. A year after, I went to Federal College of Education, Pankshin, after Jos, where I had my NCA in 1983. And I temporarily took up appointment with the then, because at that time the Federal Capital Territory administration had not fully taken off. It was still, the services in Abuja were still skeletal, dominated by the FCDA, just in trying to design and then put some structures for people to come in. So I then temporarily served there for a year, for roughly a year. Then by May 1985, and I came back to Abuja, took up an appointment with the FCTA, and I was taken as a teacher. And that teacher, I took it up and I served until 1986. 1986, I went to the University of Jos, where I had my BSc Ed Geography and graduated in 1989. While I was doing that, because it was an in-service course, while I was doing that, I was still doing my work. I had to combine studies and work. Anytime I was on holiday, I had to come back. So I served. I was doing that in 1989. Came back, I continued with the services. I was teaching in the then, I started with then Women Teachers College, Kuje, in Kuje here. The school that was later converted to Government Girls Science Secondary School, Kuje. And I taught there until 1990, when I was made the vice principal. And while I was made the principal, vice principal, I was seconded to serve with the federal government, I served with the Center for Democratic Studies. I worked under Professor Omori with the Center for Democratic Studies, where we were made to teach the politicians then on how to practice politics. By 1991, I was again, when we finished that assignment, I was then seconded by the FCD again to serve with the National Population Commission. So I served during the 1991 population census. While I was doing that, FCD again, another secondment, and the secondment took me to serve as a local government education secretary. All this I served then, but before I forget, you know, when Babangida took over government, and by 1986, you know, early 86, when he came out with the political bureau, then to try to canvass the views on the kind of democratic system Nigeria was to operate. I was part of that program, so I was equally seconded by the FCD to serve as principal, mobilization or training officer with the political bureau then. So I was again seconded. I was deseconded. I had to, after serving all these various secondments, I opted to be deseconded back to the FCD, and I went back to teach because I so much love my subject, that is geography. I went back to teach my geography. I taught geography, continued geography teaching by 1992, end of 1992. I went back to the classroom because I was more comfortable in trying to impact knowledge to younger ones. I did that till 1995, when I had to go for my master's. I went for my master's by 1996-97. I had finished my master's. I came back, and several other appointments. I want to correct the impression that I am not an expert in health, but in education. I'm an educationist, I'm a teacher. So health is not my profession. But it was after my retirement that I decided to now go into the provision of health education. That was what made me to venture into establishing this school. So I am a teacher. I am not a health personnel. I'm not a health professional, expert. Yes, I am not. So, but what motivated me to go into this is because, you see, in my community, in our own communities here, you find out that we have communities. Our communities are made, you see them without health services. Health services facilities are not provided. Where you go, you have so-called basic health facilities. There are no staff. There are no manpower to manage them. So, invariably, in our own communities here, there are no health personnel. There are no health facilities. Here in the Federal Capital Territory, you go to our rural areas, hospital services are not available. They are not available. That was one of the basic reasons why I had to establish this institution. So that, let me see how we can come up and train personnel, that even where facilities are not provided, those that we train, maybe when they go to rural areas, they will be able to be accessible to our community members and then give them health services. So this school was established to serve as a model in the provision and the provision of basic health personnel, health and medical personnel that will be willing to serve anywhere in the world. my position was board director and secretary. We always had a chairman who was the executive chairman. So I was always the board director and the board secretary. The challenges are always obvious. One, the issues of unavailability of sufficient funds for you to execute projects. You see, Universal Basic Education Program is targeted to providing free compulsory basic education to children resident in the FCT. And unfortunately, money was always not available for you to execute those projects to the latter. Now, if you now say you are providing free compulsory to everybody education, then you must be willing to fund it so that the children will equally have free compulsory basic education. But funds were always not available. These were the challenges. But while I was in office, we made use of the available resources next to us to provide infrastructure, training of teachers, classroom, instructional materials, and so on and so forth. We did our best within the financial ambient that was available to us. And that I can beat my chest that if you go around the FCT today, anywhere I go, I can see some of those projects that were executed during my tenure. One is to make sure that we keep to the core values of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria to provide quality nurses and midwives that are willing to serve anywhere in the world without any hindrance. That is what we do. So what we are, the first thing we are doing is to make sure that we ensure quality, that the nurses we produce here are nurses that we can always vouch for anywhere they go in the world, not only in Nigeria, anywhere they go. So any nurse that finishes from here and carries our testimonial, because the certificates are given by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, but anybody that we produce here that carries our testimonial will be able to vouch that so person has gone through our college and he or she is our product. So we are providing quality education. We are very fond of giving lip services. When it comes to education generally, in providing, the same thing applies to provision of health services. You find out that, just as I've told you, go to our rural areas, health facilities are not there. Why are they not there? Where you have so-called primary health centers, the personnel officers are not there. The medical facilities are not there. Basic drugs, basic medications are not there. So why are we like that? We know what to do. Provide them. The answer is provide them. If government is serious at every point in time, provide those basic things. You can't ask rural communities go to the hospital, go to this, go and do this. When they go there, they don't find personnel. Where they find personnel, the personnel don't have facilities to work with. Where they have facilities to work with, the medications are not there. So, and that is why people resort to self-medication. People go to quacks to get whatever drugs that are available and buy at the counter. So that is, the government knows what to do. We should be able to do the right thing. If we are able to do the right thing, then we should expect the right thing to happen to Nigeria. So as far as I'm concerned, we are not yet sincere in the provision of health services to Nigerian citizens, because it is very, very shameful if in a place like, take for instance in the FCT, rural communities, have no access. It is very, very unfortunate. In my village, where I come from, it is about 37, 38 kilometers from where we are now. Health services are not there. So what of when a woman finds herself in labor and the road to my place is not good? The road is not good. So how do you get her out of the community to access the nearest basic health facility here in the local government headquarters? It is very, very difficult. Road is not good. The facilities are not provided there. So how do people who live in rural areas come out when they fall sick? How do they come out? So it is time we begin to now extend health facilities to rural communities so that Nigerians will be healthier. I may not necessarily say that maybe we are so different from others, but what I want to assure you is that here we make sure that we do the right thing. That's what we are doing. We make sure that we follow the curriculum. We follow the curriculum one step from one step to the other. We make sure that we have the materials, the equipment that are needed for nursing training activities. We make sure that the right caliber, the quality of teachers that are needed are brought in here. And then we are equally making sure that the environment for training nurses are made very, very conducive. You can see our environment that we have tried to make sure that the environment is conducive, the teachers are qualitative, then instructional materials are there, and then we don't play with time. You can see that since you came, you can see that the school has been very, very quiet. You listen to teachers teaching in their lesson. That's how we see us throughout the day. We don't joke here. So what we are doing here is to make sure that we give proper supervision of what we do here. We ensure that children that come to different institutions receive the best nursing education that one may think of as far as Nigeria is concerned. Some of those things, my childhood experience was very, very nasty. Nasty in the sense that, you know, I didn't have it easy when I was at the primary school level. Let me just summarize that it was very, very tough when I was in the primary school. So I had to do some labor. I had to provide some labor services in order to generate the income that would sustain me during the primary school level. But even as a small child, already my parents were calling me Malam, and already my father had already suggested to me that I should become a teacher when I grow up, and I took it, and I took it upon myself to become a teacher to make sure that I get quality education that I can impact to other people qualitatively. And yes, and glory be to God, I have done that. I know I can boast of children who have passed, through me, through my geography lessons, that they have gained a lot. Some of them are big men now, and even in Abuja here, some of the people that passed through me are now, they are double directors or directors now in the engineering department in Abuja here, and some of them are working with NIMET, some are working with some are in Abuja airport, and so many. Anywhere I go, I see some of my students because it was geography. Yagongo College of Nursing Sciences is located in Kuje town of the Federal Capital Territory, and the location is along Kango Road. Kango Road. In fact, it is directly opposite the former Fontage School in Kuje here. So once you come to Kuje and say you are going to Yagongo College of Nursing Sciences, anybody, even the Okada rider, will take you to to the school. So it is as simple as that. Well, I want to tell our viewers that I am the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Yagongo College of Northern Sciences, Kuje. Yagongo College of Northern Sciences, Kuje is one of the best colleges of Northern Sciences in Nigeria today. We are just 2 years old. We just had our second matriculation last year, and how I wish you were here to see the mammoth crowd that was here. The entire place you see here and outside could not contain those who attended the matriculation. So Yagongo College of Northern Sciences Kuje has become very, very popular. It is one of the colleges of Northern Sciences that can that can be beaten in Nigeria, and we are doing the best we can, and we continue to do the best we can to make sure that we serve Nigerians and the Nigerian children who are willing to venture into nursing and midwifery education in Nigeria. So we do the best, and I want to assure the general public that everybody who sends his child to this very school is assured that the child will get quality nursing and midwifery education in Nigeria. Thank God, our school is fully accredited by both Nursing and Midwifery Council and the National Board for Technical Education, and that is why the JAM has given us admission. We now have a year 1 admission now, who are starting the national diploma, who will now transit to national higher national diploma on graduation from national diploma to HND. So our school here, we are not joking, we are real players in the provision of nursing education in Nigeria.
This is where we are going to draw the curtain for this week's episode of the show, Personality Guest of the Week. Special thanks to our guest for today, Dr. Adamu Jatau Noma, MNI. My name still remains Eniola Adesuba. Like I do say, stay out of trouble. Nigeria shall be great again. Bye for now.